Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I completed another 5K, which is 3.107 miles, and I completed that in 43 minutes and 29 seconds. And that's an improvement, again, from the last time, but it's still 10 minutes off from what a beginner would be capable of completing a 5K at. The big reason is because I didn't really run the whole thing. I ran a full mile again, which is, I think, the third time that I've done this since I started to make an attempt at being able to run. And running the complete mile was not as hard as it was the first or second time. And I definitely had some juice in the tank. But since I have several weeks to tighten these numbers up, I didn't want to push it or go too crazy. This is the first time I've run a full mile and completed the 5K distance. So what I did was I started out running and at basically just a comfortable pace. And then after that, I walked a little bit. And then when my recovery had occurred, or when I felt like I had recovered, I guess is a better way to say it, then I started to run some more, and I basically did the same thing over and over. I never really felt maxed out, although I have a watch that monitors my heartbeat, and towards the very end, when I was getting close to completing the 5K, I was kind of pushing it, trying to run an additional quarter mile, and at the pace I was running it, I guess it was a little bit faster than normal, and I got a little alarm on my watch saying that I was getting out of my target heart rate. And so I dropped down the speed a little bit, and either way, the whole point is that I've continued to improve my time, and I feel really good about it. I'm sleeping better, and I'm still maintaining my weight level, which is quite interesting. And in some cases, I try to tie these subjects that I'm talking about on this channel, wellness and conservation, spiritual challenges, and I try to tie this information together so that people can understand that sometimes we're carrying a burden that is more than just physical weight. And so for me, I'm at a point where we're kind of at a tug of war, we're at a standstill, but I'm feeling so good that I know that I'm going to finally begin losing weight at a certain point. I've definitely changed my lifestyle. I changed it some time back, but it's been a challenging situation where I continue to run into conversations with some unpleasant entities. And at the same time, I have plenty of conversations with some more than pleasant entities. So there's a balance. But again, it's like a tug of war. And in some cases, there are just these maybe transactional situations that are difficult to resolve. And then there are transactional conversations that are easy to resolve. That's kind of the way of the world, I guess, is that there's always going to be pros and cons. But in the meantime, the more that I work towards the pluses, the more that I work towards the benefits and the self-control and self-improvement aspects, the more that I continue to pace myself out of the range of the lack of control and the lack of self-improvement. So these are the kind of things that I've been talking about on this channel. Again, I really don't plan to provide too many more updates. This is just something that I'm doing for fun at this point. And since I'm doing it for fun, and since hopefully the energy is coming across as I'm having fun, and since this is positive energy, I wanted to put this out there, and hopefully that'll be reciprocated. As with the previous 5K attempts, I'm going to include some data in the description area. So be sure to click on the description if you want to see the progress of a less than intermediate, less than beginner attempt at running a 5K while I've been overweight, then you'll be able to see those details, that data in the description field. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed the journey with me. And well, I hope that you're able to go back and review some of the other data that I've provided. Some of it might be related to wellness and conservation. Some of it may be related to music. Some of it may be related specifically to wildlife. Some of it may be related specifically to cleaning up the environment. It's all just a culmination, a combination of the things that have caught my interest, including sharp instruments, like a bunch of amazing guitars, maybe some custom knives, things like that. My interests are pretty great, and so on this channel, I hope that you're interested in seeing the great variety of things that I've been able to experience. But more than that, I hope that we are opening discussions that center around wellness and conservation. It's no joke. There are certain circumstances in my own family where I've simply discussed these topics and it has disgusted them to the point where I've been kind of pushed out of the circles of lack of control, lack of improvement, lack of self-improvement, and lack of happiness. So the truth will set you free. If you're speaking the truth out there, remember, the mental aspect is just one part of the tripod. There is physical, mental, and spiritual well-being that we need to address. And those are things that should not be far from our mind with all of the decisions that we're making on a regular basis. Compassion is in fashion, no matter what the season, in particular during this upcoming holiday season. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff.